Sulaimon Brown has now been officially served with a subpoena requiring testimony on May 13th before the City Council. He is the mayoral candidate who says he was paid by people in your campaign. You have said it was never about payments or anything like that, that his charges are off base, but a lot of people wonder, why were you taking this guy's telephone calls in the first place?
Well, there were two calls, and frankly, I talked to other candidates during the campaign as well. There were actually two calls, because I went back and looked at all of my phone records as well, and both of them occurred. One of them occurred on the day that we had a radio forum from which he was excluded and showed up, and we had a conversation in the aftermath about that. And the other one was on a day when we had a social worker forum, and I don't recall all the details. It was a 2-minute conversation, assuming it actually happened.
I thought one was like 16 or 17
One
minutes.
was 14 minutes, and that was the day of the one that was on WPF.
But you are known to take a subject and talk about it.
That would be correct, Tom. Ad nauseum.
Well, I didn't want to say it that way.
Well, I guess I said it. But, I had conversations with other candidates as well. And in both instances, they were around forums that were conducted.
And why was he eventually hired in your administration?
Well, he was hired. I promised him an interview. He asked for an interview, and I told him, and I've said it repeatedly. And the interview was conducted by others. As a matter of fact, Jerry Hall has now testified that she was actually the one who referred him initially to the Inspector General's office for a position over there as an auditor. That did not work out because apparently they didn't have a position. And then he was interviewed for a similar position in the Department of Healthcare Finance and was hired. I think he came on board towards the end of January or early February. I was not involved in any of that, nor was I involved in the hiring decision of him. And of course, as we all know, it only lasted a few weeks and he was dismissed.
What the most damning thing to this is his allegation that monies were paid to him as a reward or as encouragement or as an inducement to continue his attacks on Mayor Fenty. Not that he needed any inducement, but that, have you satisfied in your mind with any private conversations you've had with people you know, that as far as you can understand, no money's ever passed hands? He didn't get $50 from somebody and he's magnified that into $5,000 or something. As far as you know, no one from your organization gave him money.
I know nothing about that, Tom, at all. And it's certainly nothing that I authorized or would have seen. I mean, as a pragmatic matter, it was completely unnecessary. I watched this.
The allegation is that Lorraine Green, your chairman, did it, but people who know Lorraine Green said that whatever criticisms they may have of her, they can't see her taking a bag of money, maybe with a 5-cent deposit, into the Union Station to give to Sulaimon Brown.
But it makes absolutely no sense. I've known Lorraine Green for 20 years. She, was the director of the Office of Personnel for the city. She's been through 2 Senate confirmations for federal positions. She was the deputy director of the Office of Personnel Management at the federal level.
Did she buy him lunch? Maybe she bought lunch at the Union Station. I just think seems to me that something happened into which Mr. Brown has said it's more than what others say it is, but that I can't believe that nothing happened.
I know of nothing, Tom, at all.
Patrick Madden.
I guess the other question is, though, Howard Brooks was the other person who has been alleged to have handed cash payments to Mr. Brown. He has hired a lawyer and has essentially told the council that he's pleading the fifth in this case, and that's why he was not at the last council hearing into the hiring practices. Has Howard Brooks told you why he is pleading the fifth?
No, I haven't talked to Howard Brooks this year. I don't have a close working relationship, or close any kind of relationship with Howard Brooks. I have not talked to him this entire calendar year, and if he's pleading the fifth, it is a surprise to me. I don't know why he would do that.
Because you publicly have asked them for everyone, if you know something, say something.
Exactly, just say it. Exactly. And frankly, I have cooperated fully.
Have you been interviewed by the FBI?
No, not yet. What we've submitted a lot of records to the U.S. Attorney's Office, phone records and other records. I've complied with everything they've asked me. And with the Office of Campaign Finance, we've turned all of our campaign records over to them as well.
The Washington Post reported last month